Hello friends, you are welcome. Today I'm going to be walking us through installing Python into our systems. For you to run any Python code or write any Python program, you must have Python installed in your system. So I'm going to be walking us through that today. Here I'm using Windows. It doesn't matter whichever system you are using, whether you are using Windows, Linux or Mac. The process is pretty simple. I'm going to walk us through that and try to explain how you go about doing it in other systems. So but for this system we're on Windows and we're going to be doing that in Windows. This is Windows 64 bits. I'm going to show us how to check that in case we're not very conversant with that. Just to mention, this is Windows 8.1. So once you go to your start button, I just right clicked and I go to systems. It's going to show us the operating system that we're running. This is Windows 8.1 and it is a 64 bits operating system. So that is how to check the system that you're running. So you can check yours so that you see what your own is, so as to know what you are going to be installing in your system. Okay, so having said that, I'm going to go to our browser straight to go to Python site from where we'll be able to download our program. This is Python, just python.org. Once you're there, yes, this is python.org. This is the home page, and all we need to do is go to downloads. You don't even need to click. Once you point to it, this is going to open up for you. If you are in other systems, that means you have to check that. This is for Mac OS, those who are using Mac. This is where you go to get the latest version of Python. And we are in Windows, so we're going to be using Windows. This is the latest version for Windows as at today. This latest version was released sometime this month of October. So I'm going to go to Windows, click on Windows, and we're seeing the versions. There are a whole lot of versions, but we're just interested in the latest version of it. Looking at what we have here, this is the latest version, October 5th, 3.9. This is what we're going to be downloading, but looking at it after seeing your system makeup, so you will be able to know which one that is suitable for you. If your system is a 64 bits, then you are going to be using either of one of these. If it's a 32 bits, then you're going to be downloading any of these. And what you see here, this embedded zip file, this executable installer, and this web-based installer. Basically what this is telling us that we can just get a link through which you can install this directly from the website, while this is an executable file that you can download and you can even transfer to another system. So but we're going to, in this program now, in this tutorial, we're going to just use the web-based installer. So once we click on this, okay, I am using this because I'm using the 64-bit system, so it has downloaded. It's very fast. Once you have a fast system, and besides it's not heavy because this is just a web-based installer that we're looking at. Then here is very important. Please, as I downloaded it, I just clicked on it through my Chrome download status, or you can just go to your downloads. You also see it there, then you click on it to run for you. All you need to do here, make sure that you click here, you check this box. This box allows Python to be added to parts. If you don't do this, that means you have to configure it yourself manually, and sometimes it's a little bit tricky to do. So just take the advantage of doing it here now, so you don't have to do it manually. Once you've done that, then you click on install. Okay, it might take a couple of minutes, but not too much, depending on the speed of your system. Yeah, and sorry, the speed of your internet too. Yes, those are what may will determine the speed with which it's going to install for you. And so we're going to be a little bit patient and see that does. If it doesn't, it wants to waste time, I might just cut the video to continue when it's done. Okay. So as I said before, we are installing the latest version of Python. There are other versions there. Yeah. So if you're choosing, I seriously recommend you use a version that is not lower than 3.7. Yes, don't use version that is lower than 3.7 so as to allow for real compatibility with other things you might want to later integrate into Python. So okay, when this is done, it's almost done. Sorry, since my network is not very fast, so just bear with me as it's trying to install Python in our system. Okay, that is done. Setup was successful. So just close this. Yeah, can just close it. So Python is installed now. So how do we check whether it was actually installed or if it's successfully installed? Just go to your command prompt. Yes, from here you can check the version for the Python that you just installed. Let me just say Python version was installed properly. Python 3.9. This is the version that was actually installed. You can also check this by doing this Python this capital letter V, sorry. Yes, it will also do that for you. Yes, so this is to check the version of Python that we install. So once at this point, once you get this, you are successfully installed Python and Python is running. As Python installed, it also comes with few things. Yeah, it also comes with few things, so which basically includes the documentation, which is a handy tool with which you can just get some tips and tutorials. So let me just say I go to Python. Yes, okay, we have the manual there, we have the IDL. This IDL is Python shell. You can write your Python codes even from this shell. Yes, instead of using command prompts, you can do that from here. So these are some of the things that came with Python as we just installed it. Okay, wow, and that is the end of this tutorial. Thank you for staying to the end. You can leave your comments or any question you might want to ask. Thank you.